Welcome to channel
5150 with Anais
and Rachel
in the morning.
Welcome to channel 5150. I'm Anais. Now we've had a lot of people ask questions about cold fronts. What are cold fronts like before, during, and after? Well, I'll tell you. Cold front is a massive boundary of air. The wind direction, say southwest. The barometric pressure, it's going to drop. The type of precipitation is short periods of showers. Temperature feels like 40. The types of clouds are really big fluffy ones, and the dew point would be high. Now, a lot of people have said, what about during a cold front? Well, the wind direction from the northwest. The barometric pressure can drop to below 15 degrees. Yikes. The precipitation will be heavy rains. The temperatures feel like mid-30, maybe 40-ish. Types of clouds will be very, very cloudy. And the dew point will sharp drop between a slight drop. Now I've had some people say, how are cattle affected by the weather? Well, during cold fronts, the cow's body heat will rise and keep them warm during the winter. Now, what about after a cold front, you say? The wind direction will come from the northwest. Precipitation, showers, and then it will clear out and be like what it is today. The barometric pressure will rise at a steady pace. Not too fast, not too slow, at a steady pace. Temperatures feel like 50. The types of clouds will be clouds that cover at least half of the sky like we have out right now today. And the dew point will be lowering. Now, cows are affected after a cold front because if there's cows that are pregnant, they will go into labor.
A lot of people have been asking us what stationary fronts are. Well, as you can see under the cold front, there's a picture of a stationary front. Stationary fronts is a pair of masses, neither of which can replace the other. Stationary front, the wind will be coming from the southeast, temperatures would feel like 50 or 60s, the barometric pressure will be falling and or dropping, the cloud types would be CI and NS, and the precipitation would be short showers. And the dew point before the stationary front arrives in a city would be high but steady pressure. During a stationary front, the winds will be coming out of the southeast, the temperatures will be still 50 and 60s, but the barometric pressure could drop, and the cloud types is status. The precipitation would be between heavy and light rain, and the dew point would be between a sharp and steady drop. After a stationary front, the wind will be coming from the southeast, the temperature will still be 50 and 60, and the barometric pressure will be rising steadily, and the cloud types would be CI and NS. The precipitation would be not a lot of rain at all, and the dew point would be steady at the city. Cattle are not affected by stationary fronts because the temperatures stay the same. Unlike the occluded, the warm, and the cold fronts, which change temperatures every single time before, during, and after.
A lot of people have also been asking us about occluded fronts. As you can see by this picture below the warm front, it shows what an occluded front is. An occluded front is a composite front produced by occlusion. I'll be talking to you about occluded fronts for the before, during, and after. Before occluded fronts, the wind direction is coming from the southeast. Temperatures will be cold, which is between 30 and 40 degrees. Barometric pressure is usually falling. The precipitation is light, moderate, or heavy. Could be either. The dew point, steady. Types of clouds are CI, CS. During an occluded front, the wind direction will be variable. Barometric pressure is low point. The cloud types are NS. The temperatures will be dropping. The dew point, a slight drop, and the precipitation will be very poor precipitation. After an occluded front, the wind direction will be west to northeast. The temperatures will be colder. The types of clouds will be NS and AS. The barometric pressure will be usually rising. The precipitation will be light to moderate. The dew point will be a slight drop. Cattle are affected by occluded fronts because when the warm and the cold air mix together, which makes occluded fronts, it could give the cattle some sort of sicknesses, like high fever or pneumonia.
A lot of people have also been asking us about warm fronts. As you can see right here, there is a picture of a warm front. A warm front is the boundary of massive warm air. I'll be telling you about the before, the during, and the after of the warm fronts. Before a warm front, the wind will be coming out of the southeast. The temperatures would be between 28 and 30 degrees. The barometric pressure would be usually falling. The type of clouds would be CI, CS, AS, NS, and ST. The precipitation would be sleet, snow, or some kind of drizzle. The dew point in the city would steadily rise. During a warm front, the wind will be coming from the southeast. The temperatures will be rising 10 degrees into the 50s. The barometric pressure will be leveling off. The clouds would be status type. The precipitation would be drizzle to no rain. And the dew point in the city would be steady. After a warm front, the wind will be coming out of the southeast. The temperatures will be going up 10 degrees into the 60s. The barometric pressure will be slightly rising. The cloud types would be SC and CB. The precipitation, usually none. And the dew point will rise, then stay steady. The warm fronts affect cattle because, same as the occluded front, the cows will be getting very sick, like pneumonia or a very high fever.